session, we're going to look at inserting graphics and how to use some preset styles and effects to make it look more interesting. Adding graphics to documents can add clarity to the message or can add an interest to an article. A graphic can also help break up large amounts of text and can give the eye a well-deserved break for a short time. Today, this session, we're going to insert a graphic and play with some of the styles that there are available. Alright, to do an insert, we go up to the Insert tab up here, and when we do that we get a number of items that we can insert. We're going to look at the picture one here, and when I click on the down arrow here, I have Insert Picture From, and it's asking where I want them from. I can do it from this device, that's my computer, a thumb drive attached to it, or an external hard drive. I could also do it from a stock images. On here, there are a number of images that we can use that are available here. We can also go from the internet. The only problem here, you must make sure that you've got copyright permission for use of any of those ones. So today we're going to do from this device. Now, I asked you to save an image called 9.1 Meetings, and I'll get you to navigate to that one and to click on that. Now, you'll see when it comes in, it's quite a large image, and more than likely, we won't want it that size. So I need to be able to resize my photo or image so that it will fit where I'm wanting it. Now, you'll notice that around the edging are some little dots on the corners and halfway along and down it. These ones allow you to make changes to your image in its sizing. So if you're wanting to make your image a lot narrower, you don't go from the inside here, because what happens is as you do that, you'll notice that your image starts to distort. Okay, so I'm going to undo that, Control Z. And I can do the same with the bottom, and you'll notice as I make it narrow again, it starts to distort our photo and it doesn't look quite right here. So I can make it larger and it makes it... Alright, so I'm just going to Control Z back again. When you want to resize an image and keep its proportions, you use the corner ones. So if I click on this corner one here, you'll notice that it starts to resize it, and it resizes both the height and the width, and it keeps it proportional. So once I get my size that I'm wanting, I now want to move my picture where I want. But if I click and drag it, I'm not getting any movement in it. The reason is it has come in line with text. There's a couple of ways that I can change this. To the right of my picture, I have this little layout options here. I can click on that, and I have some different positionings. If you have a look at the little pictures here, you can see that this one here spreads the text around it into a square. This one tight means I can move it anywhere. This one here puts it throughout and wraps the words right around it. This one puts text just at the top and the bottom of my image, and this one here puts the text, the actual text behind the graphic behind the text, and this one puts it in front of the text, actually over the top of it. And sometimes you can use those ones, and they're quite useful. Alright, the one we're going to use is tight. Now I can get into tight a different way, and I'm just going to show you it. If I right click on my image, I can also go wrap text and tight here. And I also have the option up the top here on the ribbon where I can click on here and go to tight. So whichever way you feel comfortable with, choose your one and make sure that you've got it on tight. Now what happens when I've got it on tight means I can move it around. I want to center my image, so to center it, I know it's centered when I have this little light green line go through the center of it. If I move it to left, it disappears. If I move it to right, it disappears. So I can tell exactly here is where it is centered. So I'm going to just drop that one there. Now, if I click off my photo, you'll notice that I have just my normal ribbon tabs up here. But if I click on my image, I actually get an extra one up here called Picture Format. So I can click on that one, and I get a set of preset styles or picture styles here that I can very quickly change the look of my graphic. So if I just hover over the top of it, you'll notice that the image changes very quickly, and all I have to do is select one of these. Now, these ones put effects and shadows behind, they put different types of frames around it, they change the shape of it. Okay, and I don't have just one line, I actually have a couple of lines that I can go through. I'll get you just to have a look through here and find the one that you like best. Now I'm going to use this one up the top here, which is a beveled oval black one. So now if I just click off that, I now have myself a very stylish photo that is framed. I can do a little bit more with that. Okay, if I click on this again and go back to my picture format one, over here I have some picture effects. And on these ones I have some different options again. I can do some preset ones, and if you have a look over as we hover over the top of these, they change this particular image a little bit more, so I can actually change these ones here. And they're preset ones. Or I can also do the shadow. Now if I click on my shadow and go over the top of these, I can get different options as I go over the top of them. Some are subtle, some aren't particularly thick. Now if I just double click on that, or actually just hang on, just click on that one, I'm going to click one of these, I'm just going inner shadow, and I can change that. It's not showing up on my left. Generally, okay, if I go down to that reflection option over here, I get this picture format come up here. This sometimes comes up very quickly, otherwise you have to go through that picture format one. Alright, so over the right hand side here, I have some different options that I can customize myself. So I can actually make a shadow here and change it. So I can change my shadow. Just for this effect, I'm going to use something pretty radical so you can see the effect. I'm going to go red here, and I'm going to move that one there. I'm going to see if I can get this to show out. Transparency. I can move the size of that. I can move the blur, which makes it takes the actual shape or picture out of it and just blurs it all up. And I can also move the distance away from the photo as such. So we haven't got the red showing up in that one, but we'll go for the next one. So on here, on our shadow, if I can go to the reflection, okay, let's change a reflection. So this one here can reflect, it changes the actual reflection of where we want it. So I can have that one coming down here. Of course, that's going to take up a fair bit more space. I can make that size a little bit smaller. I can blur the effect so you can't really see, you're just seeing a shadow effect. And again, I've got the distance that you can move it away from it. Alright, the next one is our glow. Alright, this one I'm going to put the red on. Now what the glow does is it puts a glow right around your picture, and you can move that. You can either using this here, as you can see, you can really make it quite dramatic. The transparency makes it a little bit more see-through, so that it's not quite so bright. You also have your preset ones that you can come in and choose. These ones you don't have to worry about your going through all of your customized ones. Alright, so I have now a glow on that one. I can close that one down. I also have the soft edge ones. Now what this does, as I move this, you'll see it kind of just blurs a little bit. Some of these are quite subtle. You don't particularly see. This one doesn't have too much of an effect with my with a soft edge on it. The other one is a 3D effect. Now with this one here, if I just hold this one down here, I generally find if you really want to see what these ones do, if you hold them down and make it quite dramatic changes in it, you'll see what they're actually doing. Okay, and our height, that is the height of the bevel part here, which is the bit that's changing. I can change the depth color. Again, not getting too much on that one. And You can change the material. Okay, you'll see this subtle silver lighting there. I can make this quite bright. And of course I've got the angle. You can see here how it's changing around, the different effects with that. If you don't like what you've done, you can always go back to reset, which will take it back to the one that you were when you brought this in, or the last one that you actually came into this one with. Okay, the last one is your rotation. Now you can change your picture to any of these ones. Again, you want to work out which one you want, what option you're actually wanting with that. And of course, you can change this a little bit. As you drag this around, you can see these ones move just slightly. And again, I can reset that. The last one we have is I'm just going to go back and reset that to that one up here. The last one is our artistic effect. Now, our artistic effect takes our picture and it changes it subtly to make it more like artwork. So you can try different ones here, and again you can change your transparency. Transparency is the amount of see-through quality that you get. You can also scale it. I can do just this monochromatic one here. So I've got different effects that I can do. So I've taken one photo that was just fairly plain and played around with it. See what you can come up with. So that's using our picture format styles and our picture effects.